Lance and Jasper. Back where you got it nation. I know we've done a couple shows this week. You're probably tired of me. Oh, no, we just having fun with this. Maybe it's not for you, but let's check this out. We got a ball fan gonna call in. Give us a little preview on the Tennessee-Florida game. Just see what he thinks about the Vols, what he's seen. This guy's a true Vols fan. He's been a ball fan his whole life. It's always good to get rival teams in here. At least one fan from the fan base. I appreciate the Georgia guy who called in yesterday. Really, kind of makes the show better to me. I like it better. It ain't always have a scream debate, but I just enjoy the mixture of it. It's pretty cool. Well, I think Florida wins 40-0 tomorrow. I really do, Gator Nation. When you look, I think this defense was embarrassed last week. I think they want to come up with a little pride. They're at home, got that advantage. I just feel like the offense is going to click with Kyle Trask. I think you're really going to be seeing the kind of offense we always hope for. Dan Mullen definitely going to see more than 7 points before the halftime. I would hope. Well, there ain't no hope for me. If I say it, you know what's going to happen. I don't miss much. But really, our wide receivers is a mismatch for them. I think Florida's going to do a good job spreading the ball around. I think Kyle Trask has got everybody excited. I mean, I know they love France, supported France. I'm not saying they didn't. But these guys are excited. They know they're going to get the ball a lot more catches. You just can't. The running game will click tomorrow. I believe that. I think Kyle Trask brings it. He's kind of sneaky athletic. He'll get it done. Let's get this guy right here. Get it done. Yeah. We got in that Ball Nation line with us. My main man, Scooter. Scooter, what's up, my friend? We're doing well. I appreciate you taking time doing the show, especially on a Friday night. I know it's probably not ideal, but I really appreciate the time. How you been? Doing good? Yeah. Well, until you sit down, that's my friend. Let me get out of this car here. I'm on the road here. We rolling live on Lance and Jasper for sure tonight. I'm where I need to be. But yeah, say that again. I couldn't hear you really. I apologize for that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, I definitely think Henderson will be out. I haven't heard anything about him playing. I think he'll be out. I think Kadarius Toney's still out too. So we got a few linebackers banged up too. Hopefully they can play tomorrow. But I haven't heard anything on injury report that anybody's going to be out for sure. But besides Henderson and Toney, they'll definitely be out. Yeah. Now Zuniga, I forgot about him. There's a possibility he could be out. Now I haven't heard for sure. I haven't really asked either. I just if I just maybe we're taking balls too lightly. Well, Mullen don't play. I mean, to me they should have stopped. They should have beat Kentucky more convincingly. I just don't know how good Florida is. I love Florida, but I'm not sure how good Florida is. Uh, right. That's cool. Hey, real. No, that yeah. You had a pretty good catch last year too on that back shoulder. Well, we're just a little bit. Florida's just a little bit more deeper because you still got to talk about Freddie Swain and Josh Hammond. So, but as far as just top three, I mean Tennessee's as good as anybody in the league. Right. Florida just our tight end been big this year. Kyle Pitts has been a star this year. He's really come along and he's really been a bright spot. He don't get a lot of catches, but when you see his game tomorrow, I think you have a lot of respect for him. And you probably agree with him. He's one of the better tight ends in the league. Right. Right. Yeah, you can credit a lot of that to Dan Mullen. I mean, but still, it's still a lot of uncertainty what you're going to get out of Florida's quarterback. Even though Carl Trask had a nice game against Kentucky, I mean, you said Florida it does Florida a lot of good to win a game like that. It shows a lot of their character, but it really does. I ain't saying it didn't take character. I thought when France went down, you seen a different team, and that showed the kind of heart and character that this team does have. But at the same time, it is really just more Kentucky choking. I mean, you just I just don't the coaching mismatch on Saturday night really cost Kentucky, but that's no disrespect to Mark Stoops, but Dan Mullen really pulled it, really won that game for the Florida Gators. I mean, your players got to make the plays, but the Kentucky really choked the game away in my opinion. You just can't go on the road struggle like that against a team that came in the swamp and beat you last year after you lost them 37 years in a row, whatever it was. I mean, damn, Mullen, you're that close to going 0-2 against Kentucky as a Florida Gator head coach. It just ain't good for your resume. I mean, I'm not down on Dan Mullen, but I'm definitely down on these players. I just thought Franks was holding this team back. So I just think tomorrow with Kyle Trask leading the Gators, I think you're going to see the offense click a little better. I definitely think you'll see more than 7 points at halftime. Because in 2 or 3 games, the Florida set 7 points at halftime against Miami and Kentucky. That's the same problem with the last coach, up and down the field, but no points. So I think Kyle Trask will get that fixed. I really expect Florida defense to play better. I mean, got to be embarrassed after the performance against Kentucky. You don't get a 3-and-out to the fourth quarter against Kentucky. I mean, a first game starter, they made him look like a damn all-star, man. I mean, this guy couldn't play dead. But he come in there and play quarterback against the Gators, eat your ass alive. It really just embarrassing what I seen on Saturday night. And I hope they're embarrassed by it and they come back. I would say Florida wins this game 40-0.
Nothing kind of games. Defensively, I think it's weakness on weakness. I think Florida's offensive line and Tennessee's defensive line. And Lamarco Pirine did not forget how to play running back. I think the line's part of the reason he's had trouble getting going this year. But again, Tennessee's D line, Pruitt himself said, other than Aubrey Solomon, that none of the defensive linemen have stood up. And we got a freshman in Elijah Simmons that I think will be good in time, but I don't think tomorrow's the game to do it. And
I say this to you. I think Ty Chandler is the better back of all the backs. Even Florida's. I think he's got breakaway speed. The guy's really good. P. Ryan, he's a steady back, but he don't really have breakaway speed. He can break one, but it takes an awful long crease. So I think Ty Chandler's more of a dangerous running back than what Michael Pirine brings.
I'm just worried who can back P. Ryan up, because with Chandler, if he goes out, Tim Jordan can come in, Eric Gray can come in.
Well,
I don't think.
I like Damian Pierce. I don't think Tim Jordan or that other guy's better than Damian Pierce. Damian Pierce ain't got the ball this year for whatever reason. I don't know if it's practice, he's dropping the ball or whatever. I know he had a couple fumbles against Vandy last year. I don't know if he's having trouble with ball security or what. I haven't heard anything like that. But I would say Damian Pierce is top notch. But I would say you definitely got the number one running back. I would say Ty Chandler's a little bit more dangerous than Michael Pirine. No doubt about it.
Mm.
So, I mean, breakaway speed. I think Ty Chandler's a game changer, really. I mean, you can just get the ball in space. I mean, he can catch the ball too. He just got more breakaway speed.
Yeah.
And you don't really tackle him one on one. He ain't an arm tackle guy. You better wrap him up.
Right. Because I look at tomorrow's game on both sides for Florida and Tennessee as potential versus reality, because if Tennessee shows up, I mean, yeah, they treated that Georgia State game like it was a damn preseason exhibition game, subbing guys in and out, just experimenting around, and they cost that damn game. Tennessee should have beat Georgia State, but they didn't, so you lose that game. You go on to BYU. Yeah, you look a little bit better, but I blame the BYU. I put the loss on the BYU squarely on Pruitt, because when you're going for it on fourth down in the BYU zone and you keep coming up short and you leave points, there was at least 2 field goals. That was 6 points that was left on the damn field that had he kicked those field goals, that damn last Hail Mary throw or whatever against BYU, it wouldn't have mattered. But, you can say, well, it's on the players to convert. But, if you trust your defense like he says he does, why didn't you take the points?
Yeah, you can't. They're not experienced enough on offense to be going for it on fourth down. You do that with a veteran group. You don't do that with a young group, especially at home, man. You take the point. Now, if you're on the road, you try to cut throw. But at home, you take the points, you win the damn game. I agree with you 100%. And let me ask you about Jeremy Pruitt, because I thought after the Florida game last year, the way he acted on the sideline bothered me more than his coaching. I just don't think he's the right fit for Tennessee. I don't think he's your coach. I think you're going to have to get another one.
I'm curious. To me, I think a lot of people, the jury, they're trying. It's like the jury is still out. I mean, and then you've got the quick cutthroat ones. It's like, oh, he needs to be gone. But it's like, do you really want to go into the cycle again? Do you want to go after another damn coach?
Well, this is it, though. You always see the biggest growth in a program in year 2 of a head coach. How do you lose your opener?
Oh, yeah.
You can't lose your opener. 110,000 in that stadium, Neyland Stadium, and you can't lose your opener. You at least got to be ready for your opener. I mean, it's a layup. How are you not prepared for that right there? That to me shows me this guy he can't lead men. You can't lose that game. There's no way. I mean, that guy cannot lead a football team. Is he a great defensive mind? I'm sure he is, but he is not a head coach. I seen the antics in the Florida game. I told him right there. I just think it's about how I think Philip Homer panicked. He just went with Alabama guy. I just think, in my opinion, you should have hired Derek Mason. He's already in state. I mean, I'm not racing. He's got color. He's relatable to players. I don't think Jeremy Pruitt's relatable to players, if you know what I'm talking about. I think Derek Mason's more relatable. I think he recruit better. I think he's just as good as a defensive coach as Jeremy Pruitt will ever be. And I think Derek Mason's got a higher ceiling because Jeremy Pruitt's don't hit his damn ceiling. If he ain't under a great head coach like Jimbo or Nick Saban, he just ain't very good. That's just my opinion of Jeremy Pruitt, and that ain't Gator talk. That's just how I feel really about him. I mean, just watching the guy, I just ain't sold on him at all. What do you think about the Derek Mason? Did you think that would have been a better hire? I mean, really, Derek Mason's a rock star, man. I mean, he's beat you last 2 years at Vanderbilt. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I just don't know why he didn't get a look.
Well, I would agree. I mean, I know he's been struggling this year, but
anybody can struggle with Vanderbilt. I mean, give Derek Mason a program.
Oh yeah, well, and that's where I would have went next, because I think where Tennessee might have made their mistake is, why did they let James Franklin go to Penn State? Why did they not try to hire him away if he was looking to leave?
Yeah, James Franklin was a rock star. I was always scared to death Georgia was going to hire him. I was scared to death. I agree with James Franklin. The SEC is a rock star. People don't realize how good a coach this guy is. It's hard to win in Penn State. I mean, you're only getting certain kind of players, man. Those guys up there are choke artists.
Well, like you said, he's winning 8-9 games a year at Vanderbilt. anyone.
Think about Penn State, man, where they were, and for him to get that program turned around and even get them to be talked about in college football again, it's pretty damn amazing. Because that everybody said that was pretty much a death penalty. I mean, you thought Penn State was buried, and that guy raised them up in his first year. I mean, James Franklin was a damn rock star.
Oh, I agree with.
It's hard to beat Ohio State and Urban Meyer. I mean, there ain't no shame in that.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, I sit there and I look at these coaches and I'm thinking, a lot of people are like, go ahead and fire Pruitt. And I'm like, after year 2, really? Now, granted, look what Kirby Smart did. Look what Saban did. At the same time,
you can't look at it like that, though, man. You can't look at it like that. That's just one. That's rare. That's rare. There ain't many Nick Sabans.
There's not, but at the same, let's look. I mean, everyone wants to.
Man, you can't lose those the 2 games he just lost. I'd have fired him during the season. I don't want to put up with shit.
Right, but at the no, you're right. Because the Georgia State loss, in my opinion, was inexcusable. But you can go back and say,
what was the home opener? Who did they play the home opener to?
That's what I'm saying. They lost to Georgia State.
The home opener.
Yeah.
Okay,
you had 9 months to prepare for that.
There ain't much, and BYU's a good program. They've been steady. I don't laugh at Tennessee for losing BYU. Anybody can lose to BYU. I mean, they're a steady program, no doubt about it. But to me, the home opener, it just shows. I mean, to me, it just speaks volumes. You're a new coach. You can't lose. I mean, you can't.
And I agree with you, but here's the thing: if you want to go that route, and I can see what you're saying. This is year 2, so you were right on his. But Nick Saban at Alabama lost to Louisiana Monroe. Florida lost to Georgia Southern, which should have never, ever
There's a difference in
happened.
losing during the season and losing your home opener, bro. We're talking about your home opener, the first game of the year. How are you not focused and not excited to go out and play and just kick the shit out of somebody and hit another team? I mean, it's a layup. How do you not? I mean, you've been hitting yourself all fall and summer. I mean, teams are licking their chops for game 1. How you understand what I'm saying to you? There's a mindset to it. Now, I mean, for your team not to have that mindset, go out there and just beat Georgia State to death. They ain't even been a football program in 8 years, bro.
Oh yeah.
I mean it just tells me that this guy don't know how to lead men. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, all that can change with the win against the Gators. But there's just it would take fumbleitis. Kyle Trask had to wake up with fumbleitis tomorrow for Tennessee to win this game. I mean, you're going to see fumbles. I mean, just Florida just really just laying it on the ground for Tennessee to have a chance in this game. I mean, it's going to take short fields, but I'm sure Tennessee will throw everything out. Let's go for it on 4th down. They got nothing to lose. This is their Super Bowl. I mean, but I'm Jeremy Pruitt. I'll tell you, man. You say you wouldn't do it after year 2, but to me, man, year 2, hell, I've done it after game 1 of year 2. The guy's lost, man. I mean, you got to do something quick, bro, because you got to look at what Dan Mullen and Kirby Smart's doing. I mean, you don't want this to get too far. Too far. You don't want to get too far ahead. Florida's already building new facilities, and when they get those built in 2021, it's going to be hard to out-recruit Florida. It's just going to be hard to do it.
It's always hard to out-recruit Florida.
It's going to be even harder when they get to the football complex built. I mean,
I agree.
They're building a football complex, and it's state of the art. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be top notch like something Clemson's got going on down there. I mean, and it's just going to sell recruits even harder. I mean, Florida's. I mean, you got to make the change now, man. You're going to get so far behind. It'll be another 20 years for Tennessee wins. Damn, I want to die.
Yes, I tell you, you're right on that opener. You've been sitting there 8-9 months, had time to prepare and game plan this, and that's what you come out with. So, Pruitt's sitting there all taking responsibility for that, as he damn well should, but I'm sitting there thinking, as players, you're lining up in wrong formations, and you're paying this staff that much money, and that's what you produced. Now, the BYU game was a little bit better, but I'm like you. Tomorrow is all, like I said earlier, potential versus reality. Tennessee can potentially come out and play the game of their lives. But honestly, I don't look for it. It's your first road game in the SEC, your first road game, period. And going up against a Florida team that still has plenty to prove. I sit there, when I'm making game notes for this game, the first thing I'm thinking is, number one, Tennessee can't start slow. If you've got all those players out, you've got to come out and do something. And you're going to have to weather that storm, guys. The Florida fans are going to be riled up. They're at home. They're in the swamp. They're going to be loud. Tennessee has got to weather that and settle into the ball game. If they fall too far behind too fast, they ain't got a prayer. You were talking about proving it. He stuck the scores of the Florida, the Alabama, and the Georgia game up on every locker and said never again. And then he goes and does that to Georgia State. Yeah, and I sit there and I watch that Florida-Miami game. I'm watching Florida's 10 sacks on Miami. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not sure our offensive line is much better than Miami's, to be honest. I know Todd Grantham is going to blitz the hell out of Garantano. He should. He'd be a fool not to. But, bottom line, if I have to sit there and throw up the orange-colored shades and put them on my head and go head versus heart, do I want Tennessee to win? Hell yeah, I want them to win. But the reality is, if everything is equal, if all things are equal, if the quarterback plays equal, if the running game's equal, if everything's equal, I think home field's going to be the difference. And so if someone was to ask me for my prediction, I'd say right now, Florida 27, Tennessee 24, and I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope it's the other way around. But my dad once told me, may he rest in peace, but my dad told me, never bet on Tennessee, never bet against Tennessee. And so I have never put a dollar down on damn Tennessee. And I graduated from there. I'm a fan. I'm an alum. But they're going into a hostile environment tomorrow, and I think they're playing for pride. But I just cannot see them winning that ball game.
If Tennessee will win this game, I mean, to me, Florida, if I'm looking at Florida's weaknesses, is their run defense. I do think you can run the ball against Florida. If Tennessee can come out and establish a run, maybe they should run Garantano more. I know the kid's an athlete. I think they're trying to pass him too much. But maybe they come up with a new wrinkle. And sometimes getting away from home is a good thing when you got the record you got right now. Sometimes it's a good thing, man. You go on the road, you bond together for whatever reason. So those two things right there, Florida's run defense and Tennessee can bond together. I mean, there's a lot of pressure playing at home sometimes. Sometimes it's just good to get away. You know what I'm talking about. So to me, it would take Florida's run defense not showing up, and which is possible because I really don't think we're very good at stopping the run. But that's just my opinion. A lot of Gator fans don't agree with me on that. But I think that I'm not convinced Florida can stop the run. And again, I don't know how good Florida is, but I do think it'll do a little bit better with Coach Ryan. But we got to see it first. But it takes turnovers in the run defense for Florida to lose this game. But I think it's going to be 40-0. I just think the defense is embarrassed. I think the offense is going to click. I just got a feeling about this game. The 94 teams back. There's a lot to be excited about. I just think Florida comes out 40-0. It might be a close game, but I don't know why I think it's going to be like that. I just feel 40-0. I usually don't predict games like this, but with this kind of score. But there's something inside. I mean, maybe I'm a fan tonight. But I really just feel like a 40-0 game. I'd be surprised if Tennessee scores that. Just because of the way our defense played last week. They got to be embarrassed, and I don't know how Tennessee attacks them. Unless they can run the ball. And like I said, I don't trust our run defense. Maybe they can run the ball against us. But hopefully not, because if they can, it's going to be for a long day.
You made a good point earlier, talking about getting away from home, the us against the world type thing. Yeah. And I think that kind of bit them in the butt last year. Last year Florida came up. Tennessee was celebrating the 20-year anniversary of the national title. All the old players were in town, and they were celebrating and talking. And I think that team got overhyped for that ball game.
Well, you put too much pressure on them. You put too much pressure on them to win. I mean, when all those guys are there, you want to play for everybody instead of yourself. There's a lot of pressure playing at home sometimes. Sometimes it's good to go on the road, and it's the perfect time for Tennessee to go on the road. And it's Tennessee, Florida, man. They're not scared to play Florida. They might get beat bad, but they ain't scared to play Florida. And you can say last year, I mean, they really shot themselves in the foot. Their execution was poor. I mean, you think about the tight end that was running in for a touchdown, and we stripped it at the goal line. Just a lot of bad luck for Tennessee in that game.
But you're right. I mean, it
could have been real different, real easy. Florida just made some incredible plays that you'll probably never see again in your football life.
I mean, you're right. I think for Tennessee to have any shot to win tomorrow, they've got to run the football. They've got to keep the offense on the field, keep the defense rested up. And like you said, I think they've got to create turnovers. And if they create turnovers, they've got a chance. If they're not creating turnovers, I think it could be a long day. And I think and what's scaring me is I've been, on whatever, Facebook, Twitter, social media, there's a lot of people that are starting to pick Tennessee, and it's scaring me. Peter Burns called the upset, and I'm like, Why? What do you see that we don't? I watch them every day, and I'm not seeing this. And I don't know if it's that night before the fandom starting to take over, but
Florida hasn't looked that good this year. I mean, really. I love Florida, man. I had someone go in the last year. I love Gators winning. I'm telling you, I don't know how good they are. I mean, I'm hoping Kyle Trask gonna move the ball. I mean, you look in 2 out of 3 games, you score 7 points at halftime. I mean, that's just like. I mean, it's just not. You're not gonna win many games like that. I mean, I don't care who you play or where you play at. 7 points at
what
half is not gonna win a lot of games for you. I mean, just don't. You can't keep especially in these fourth quarter. I mean, we outscored Kentucky 19-0 in the fourth quarter. You're not going to do that a lot of times. It ain't going to happen again. Like I say, I mean, you got new quarterbacks in. You ain't ran the ball very well. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on them throwing the ball right off top. You might maybe they try to maybe they have trouble with the exchange because they do a lot of read offs and stuff. I mean, it can be a difficult exchange sometimes. So Florida put the ball on the ground. We can't stop the run. We lose the game, but I'm gonna get you out of here, man. I appreciate the call, man. I really appreciate what you said, that story about your dad, man. That was cool, man. Because as my dad said, he used to go up to Louisiana and bet on Tennessee, and they called him hillbilly from being from Tennessee. But man, I really appreciate your time, man. It's been a great conversation. We can get together on Monday or something, or whatever night you can next week to review the game. But if they win, you just go ahead and call me Saturday. I'll be ready for your call, okay?
I don't know if I'll celebrate, drink to celebrate, or drink to drown my sorrows, but I'll give you a shout.
All right, man. You're welcome to any time. I appreciate your time, my friend.
Oh man, have a good night, Lance.
All right, man. Go Gators.
All right, bye. Good boss.
Man. That's pretty cool, man. I really enjoyed the time. That's Scooter from Tennessee. Oh man, that was pretty fun. I'll tell you, 40-0 Florida Gators win tomorrow easy. I'm gonna do a play-by-play in the morning. Do the whole game. If y'all want to join me, come on down. If not, I understand. Gator Nation. I can't never figure out how to get the damn thing to stop. I just shut it down, buddy.